Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for a live edition of our 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Aaron White, and it's a little bit of a quieter day, actually a really quieter day compared to yesterday. We had numerous showers and storms that rolled through Ohio. We even had some severe weather across southern parts of Ohio, including some trees that got knocked down due to some high winds. There were even a couple tornado warnings, and we did not get any confirmation of a tornado that touched down, but there was some rotation on radar. Watching it closely yesterday. Thankfully, things are much calmer here today, and we even have some sunshine out there. But we are tracking our next weather maker that's going to bring some rain back to Ohio here going into tomorrow. So diving into the forecast here, looking at a live look here over downtown Columbus. It's rather quiet. We got a partly cloudy sky and nice to see some sunshine out there and drying things out a little bit, but it's been nice to have the rain, of course, with the drought conditions. We got a good amount of rain yesterday, and more rain is in the forecast looking ahead to tomorrow as we talk about everything that's happening. Here's current conditions, 75 degrees in downtown Columbus. We got winds out of the south at about 5 miles per hour, so overall pretty comfortable conditions. There is a little bit of humidity as well. But let's talk about some of those rainfall totals, as they were fairly decent yesterday, as many locations picked up around an inch, if not more. This is from really the past 2 days. So this includes a little bit of rain that we had on Sunday, but of course all the rain more widespread yesterday, and an inch and a half was recorded in the Columbus metro. Chillicothe over an inch and a half, around a 1.31 for Lancaster, over around an inch and a quarter in Kenton, and just under an inch in Jackson and Newark, but still pretty good amounts. And we're going to add to this going into late tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, and even a little bit more rain possible still lingering into our Thursday before really things dry out and we start to warm back up looking ahead to the weekend. But it's been some good rain and really nice to see that. So what we're tracking now is our next weather maker, and it's way out to the west here across Missouri. But notice a large area of rain covering the entire state of Missouri. This has to go somewhere, and it's going to the east, and that's going to bring it all the way over here and really affect a good part of Ohio, especially central and southern Ohio. So for us, we are looking at a lot of that rain building in here for tomorrow morning into the afternoon, and it's going to bring at least the chance for some heavier downpours, but we're not tracking any severe weather with that round, so definitely some good news. Now, this afternoon, we have a couple scattered showers building through far southern Ohio, making their way through Jackson. Some of the areas that were got hit with those severe thunderstorms yesterday. This is the area where we had some trees that were reported knocked down due to the high winds. Thankfully, not tracking severe weather here today. Just a few spotty showers making their way through here this afternoon. And to the north and west, we got sunshine around Columbus. We got sunshine to the north. And then further to the northwest, we actually have a line of showers and storms that are making their way through northern Indiana. Those are going to fall apart. We're not really anticipating any of that activity, maybe getting into northwestern Ohio, but it's going to be that area of rain that we saw in Missouri that's going to build in for tomorrow and bring us some pretty good amounts of moisture, amounts of rainfall across the state. Now, this is a look at how much rain we saw yesterday, and anywhere you see blue indicating at least a half an inch, so pretty widespread amounts that we had here on Tuesday with those showers and storms. That all cleared out. We got some quiet weather here today, but here's our next weather maker that's going to bring in some more moisture, and it's going to build in here with that large area of rain that we saw in Missouri. So let's time it out here on the hour-by-hour forecast. Then the rest of today, really not a lot happening. A couple scattered showers possible here in the southern part of Ohio, Jackson County over to Athens County. Not going to really amount to that much, and it's going to be pretty quick showers passing through, so lasting maybe 5 minutes at best, but that's about it here for today. Otherwise, we should see some sunshine and then clear skies for a little bit, but the clouds do start to roll in here late this evening into the overnight hours. Here we are at midnight, and got a pretty good amount of cloud cover building in, and that's all ahead of our next system that's going to start to bring some rain in. Even by 4 a.m., not really tracking much. There could be a couple spotty showers, but looking fairly overcast. And then as we go into the morning hours, this is a little bit different than what we were tracking yesterday. Actually, by 7 a.m., computer projections had all the rain actually already building in. So maybe the system maybe a little bit delayed a few more hours. But even by 7 a.m. we are tracking scattered showers moving in. And here's all that rain as we go through the morning hours. And where you see some of the pockets of yellow and orange and even a little red showing up there, that indicates some heavier rain and potential for a few rumbles of thunder. But no severe weather is expected with this system. If there's any severe weather, it's going to stay further to our south in parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. But we're just going to get some good rain building through, and that does continue even into the afternoon here just after 4 o'clock. We got a few scattered showers and still light to moderate rain happening across the eastern part of the state. So it's going to be several hours of some good rain here on Wednesday. That all clears out, and we will still see the chance for maybe a couple showers going into our Thursday. Now, as we talk about rainfall amounts, this is one projection, and it's kind of split on where we are going to see the rain. Really, the I-71 corridor kind of is a split right now. But I still think, even though you're seeing some low amounts here, I still think there's a good chance that we will see some widespread amounts of over a ½ an inch, even further to the north than just areas to the south. But in any case, some good rain is in the forecast here for tomorrow. Meanwhile, for tonight, a few scattered showers, not anything widespread happening here tonight. 63 for a low, and then tomorrow with the rain around, it's going to keep us on the cooler side. We're only going to get about to 74 degrees, and that may be generous. If that rain sticks around a little bit longer, we might be stuck closer to the lower 70s, and maybe a couple places getting stuck into the upper 60s. But if it clears out sooner, then we will eventually get to about 74, especially if we get a little sunshine later into the afternoon once all the rain really wraps up here during the day. 7-day forecast showing still that chance for a couple scattered showers here on Thursday. But by Friday, that's when the system really clears out and actually we get some quiet weather for a few days at least. Friday, looking at nice conditions with a partly cloudy sky, 76 for a high temperature. Just a perfect timing actually for all the high school football games that are going to be going on here for Friday evening. And then the weekend also still looking good. We got more sunshine here, upper 70s on Saturday and Sunday. And we are back into the low 80s though, looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday. So overall, some nice weather in the forecast, and also just nice to enjoy all this good rain. It's been, quite some time. Aside from the rain we had yesterday and on Sunday, you had to go back all the way to the beginning of September. September 4th was the last time we had any measurable rainfall, and that was only about a ½ of an inch. So we're already doing better than we did in early September with Sunday and Monday's rainfall, and we're going to do even better with what we have in the forecast here for tomorrow with all that rain, and likely going to see at least somewhat of an update in the drought conditions. The latest drought monitor is going to be released on Thursday, but it only takes into account yesterday's rain and Sunday's rain. It will not take into account what we get on Wednesday. The analysis is actually being done today. So we're going to see the update on Thursday again and Thursday morning, and then we'll likely see more of an update as we get into next week, taking into account any more rain that we get here for the rest of the week. Now, as we talk about rain and think about saving water, especially if you live up in Delaware County, from now until October 1st, the Delco Water Company says there is a mandatory water schedule now in effect. Just one reason, because of all the dry conditions that we've had, there's been a limit on the water, and that means no watering on Mondays. Officials say you should only water every other day except for Mondays, and no more than 3 times per week. And you may be thinking water conservation, but hey, it just rained. Here's a video showing a time lapse actually of the conditions that we actually had on Monday. Check this out, really cool to see. Watch those showers and storms roll through, actually drop visibility down pretty quickly for a time before we saw that rain clearing out, but really cool to see just the showers and storms rolling across the metro and just there on our time-lapse camera with all the rain. And again, if you live in the Columbus metro, we picked up about 1.5 inches of rainfall over the last 2 days. So really a welcome sight here across central Ohio. Now, another way people in central Ohio are actually saving money on their utility bill is switching to solar energy. But President Donald Trump has given clean energy advocates grave concern. He eliminated tax credits for residential solar systems, and we talked with an expert about the growing need for solar power in the region.
We have a situation of increasing electricity demand. And if we do not meet that with increasing electricity supply, prices will go up. We're already seeing that. This is what we want our economy to do, to innovate and build and expand. And yet we need affordable electricity to power that innovation and that expansion. When we take solar away, we do not let the market provide the lowest source of electricity, prices will go up.
And that was Abigail Hopper, who you just heard from, says the solar industry is in deep talks with Governor Mike DeWine. A spokesperson tells us the governor supports an all of the above energy strategy, as solar alone cannot power Ohio's energy needs. Now, as we also are talking about cutting costs, there is a way that you can save, for today. First thing, make sure you seal your windows with plastic or install insulating drapes to keep out the cold, especially as we head into the cooler days that we'll get here in the fall and the winter season. Then check your thermostat. If you turn it down just a few degrees, you can save more money, and you can also turn your water heater into the warm setting. Just a couple ideas just to help you save a little bit of money, especially as we go into, like I said, the cooler days and, what we got in store eventually as we head into the winter. But don't want to think about that right now. But let's switch things up a little bit. Here's Jesse Mitchell with this week's Climate Watch report.
We're keeping an eye on the climate. Here's what you need to know. Fat Bear Week 2025 is back. The online competition, which started in 2014, lets the public vote for the bulkiest brown bear in Alaska's Katmai National Park. Last year, it drew in more than 1 million voters. Rangers say the event helps bring attention to the park's 2,000 coastal brown bears and to the ecosystem that sustains them. And with this summer's salmon run so strong, rangers say the bears should have no trouble packing on the pounds. Meanwhile, wild chimpanzees may be getting a buzz from their diet. Researchers tested the fruit wild chimpanzees feast on in Africa and found it contains enough alcohol to add up to the equivalent of 2 cocktails a day for a human. The chimps aren't getting drunk, but scientists say it supports a hypothesis that humans developed a taste for alcohol from our primate ancestors. And finally, a unique vaccine has been approved to help save Australia's koalas from chlamydia. The disease can cause blindness, infertility, and death. And in some colonies, infection rates reach as high as 70%. The single-dose vaccine, developed after more than a decade of research, has been shown to cut mortality in wild populations by at least 65%. Scientists say it's a crucial step to protecting the iconic species, which faces extinction by 2050 if disease and habitat loss continue. That's your Climate Watch. For the latest on climate and environmental news, go to cbsnews.com and follow us on Instagram at CBS News Planet. I'm Jesse Mitchell in New York.
And now switching things up a little bit more, this is some video that I want you to check out. This actually happened back last Friday. This is a time lapse, and the video that you're looking at, this is from Hawaii. This is the Kilauea volcano actually ascending lava. This actually happens quite often. There's regular episodes of this ever since December of 2024. There's been some regular events just like this where you can see just that lava shooting up out of the ground, and really cool to see just kind of the transition from nighttime where you can see the lava starting to flow and then going into the daytime with that sunrise, and really a wild sight. Thankfully, again, this is just in the Kilauea volcano area, so this happens all the time, and it was not a concern for anyone living in Hawaii with this regular eruption that does go on there. So now let's also check out another video. This one actually out of Russia. This is a pumpkin. It's fall season. We're thinking about pumpkins now. Just check out the size of this pumpkin, actually breaking the country's record for the heaviest pumpkin, and this is weighing at over 2,000 pounds. Actually, the recorded 2,130 pounds, and actually broke the farmer's previous record. And just a wild sight to just see just how large that pumpkin became. And we've actually seen pumpkins, quite like that here in the United States. Some farmers growing their own large pumpkins, even here across Ohio. And likely going to see quite a few more of those as we continue into October, as everyone's getting ready, of course, for Halloween and getting ready to, enjoy some more pumpkin flavored things, pumpkin pie, all that. Maybe not that large a pumpkin for a pumpkin pie, but hey, still thinking about the fall season. So that'll do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Coming up later this evening, I'll be tracking more of the showers and storms that we have in the forecast here at 4 p.m. and 5 and 6 as well, with all the rain that we have here for your Wednesday. But until then, you can catch more news and weather online as always at 10tv.com.